Okay, this is how you as an oracle send the odds data. Now, the person who sent the settle refresh on Monday, Tuesday, can't be the same person who sends the odds in. That person has to vote, but they can't send the odds in. This is to discourage complacency among the oracles. Some oracle might just get in the habit of doing it all the time, and then he gets hit by a truck, and no one would know how to handle it. But the other oracles should be calculating this anyways, just because it makes vetting the other oracles easier. So you're going to match on this string, which is the who versus whom, and you might have a different string. So let's just go look and see what the contract says about the string. So this is on Fuji. So this is all test, but it looks the same. Works the same. Everything else is the same. So I do something like get Oracle data. And then I pull what the Oracle says is, here's the who versus whom, who should send it last. This 257 guy can't be the next proposer. So let me grab this data here. And this is my target. So let me take that and pull that in here, and I'll just, okay, these data. Now I have to format this and make it so it fits in, so I'll just get rid of the single quote, might change it to double quote. Everyone has different quote conventions, but, and then I'd change the space. There's no spaces in the strings, so I want to get rid of any spaces. So get rid of that. And then lastly, I'll replace the comma separator with the line break. Okay, so I want to replace this comma with the line break. I'm using Notepad+, so Notepad++. Okay, so it does that. Very, very nice. So I grab this data, and then I'd throw it into my file, and so I have pasted in as text, and it goes in nice. And so, okay, so this is my target. These are all this is what's in there. And so I grab this. This is an identifier from just an ordinal, 0 to 31 max. I put in this. I grab these two here, and then I paste it into this preliminary schedule button. So I have this preliminary schedule. There'd be an old one from last week, so I just grab this and I paste this in. And we see I have 32. We have 32 of these, which is nice, 0 to 31. So that's my target. Now I have to throw in the new odds data. So I'd update my spreadsheets and my data providers, and let's just say I did that. You can do that in a variety of ways. In the create JSON's Excel file, you'll see here, I've got a little thing here to replace, to concatenate all space miss and make it Ole Miss, because remember I don't have spaces. Notre Dame, make it Notre Dame, no space, as opposed to Notre, State, San. Those are all the common ones, but you'll miss some, but at least this gets rid of a lot of them. This is all in the, if I click this button, it does that, which is nice. But you can see, you can futz with it over in the macros for this file here. If I just do replace text and step into it, edit it, you'll see here's the current list of all space miss, Notre Dame, replace it with Notre Dame. All right, just so you know what's going on there. But let me just grab these, and I have the raw event name here, and start time, and odds. And it's the odds that are stale, because they're 2 days old. So let me just grab this and paste it into the raw table in this one here. So I'll just paste it in here and go, boom. So now I pasted all these. And what I'm going to get is it's going to take this raw data and it's going to transform it and link it to the original table. So I do that, and let's see what it looks like. Get this here, I've got all my data. And I can just copy this and just paste it into a worksheet. So I just pasted it into this spreadsheet here. And you can see some I missed. Cooper Brunson missed. And if you remember from last time, I think Cooper, he had a funny name. So let's just go back and see what it looks like in the raw table. If I just do raw, if I go into here, MMA, I just go to Cooper, my next, oh no, current whole field. I want any part of field. Okay. And you can see here what's happening is I didn't catch the space when I, had Ray Cooper III. So so it's basically it would find only this 333, and that didn't match my Cooper. So, because if I go here, I'll probably see it. You could do this either manually. There should only be a handful of them. I mean, there's an infinite number of edge cases that you can get in this. So you really have to use your eyeballs on it. So let me try that again. Click out. Click it again. Oh, okay. That Cooper made it through. Now, this against the spread trade didn't make it in, and that makes sense because the protocol now isn't really set up for capturing these, but go through. Here's another against a spread trade, didn't go through. But this one here, Virginia Tech didn't go through. And that's because I think I had an adjustment for West Space Virginia, but not Virginia Space Tech. So, it's not matching up. So if I go back to this raw set, I can either go in here directly and, find it. And if I do, Virginia Tech Hokies. I'm going to place Virginia Tech with Virginia Tech. Okay, so I'll place all those. Okay, fine. Okay, so now do this again. I should have everything but my against the spread trade didn't go through, but everything else it did. So fine. So I can grab these, and then these are my updated. I don't need this date data because that's already there, but I need this probably spread and such. So let me just grab all these. Let's just say I paste it in and matches. So we know I matched, just how do I know? Because if I go here, again, I want to make sure I have the 32, otherwise I'm screwed. If I had no match, I would, there'd be nothing here, and I just put in a string, and I put in the front end that, the prefix sport would just be AAA if it's, if you should not use it. That's just in the front end. You can see that in the components, bed pages, no blocks. I put it in here. Basically, yeah. If the sport is AAA all caps, then don't present it. If you do have something that gets through and it gets presented, some idiots bet on it and it's not a real game. You just make the end result a tie, and then they won't suffer for that mistake. But okay, let's just say okay. Let's make this back to NFL. All right, NFL. So these are the raw data. So let me just take all these data here and paste them in to my Create JSON spreadsheet. And if I do that, oh, I just want the odds. This one here. So I go here and I want to paste in just the values. Okay, so this is raw values. So now what about this sucker? Well, actually I knew that Michigan is the point spread here was 3.5. And the trick is because this number here can't be less than 0, I decrement, the favorite. So he's favored by 3.5, but instead I made it 2.5, and that way I can change this number to 10. So if the the spread becomes like less, let's just say the real spread falls from 3.5 to 2.5, then I can change this number to 0, and we'll see how that works in a sec. I'll show you right here. So what you want to do is, if you look at the odds transform, remember, you throw in this, what you're throwing in is you're throwing in decimal odds. So let's just say we had this one's Arizona against Chicago. It takes average. You get a bunch of different quotes from different guys, different sports books, and you take the average of the two. And then what the Access program does is it says, okay, the one with lower decimal odds is going to be the favorite because they have the lowest payout. So it puts this team first. This will be team 0 in the slot. And then if I translate it to probability of win is just 1 over the decimal odds. So 1 over that is, so one's favored, 80% to 24%. Now the difference in this probability is going to be, okay, what happens in Access is basically it takes all these odds numbers and it just averages them for both teams. So, you get 8 big odds books and you take the average just to be safe. But if you take one really good one, it's probably it's pretty straightforward. You just take the average of them. And then this decimal odds is turned into probability. Just 1 divided by decimal odds gives you the probability. So in this case, Chicago's got an 80% chance and Arizona has a 24% chance. Okay, so so the difference in these probabilities is 80 divided by or minus 24 gives you like 56, and then half of that is going to be this number here, 27.9. And so the winner is, I'm setting this up so it has an automatic VIG of 4.6% or whatever. And the way you do that is, remember, I apply the VIG separately to the oracle. So now I just want to get the base is 51.2% as opposed to 52.5% because the other part of the VIG is tacked on later. But if you add it to the favorite and subtract it to the underdog, you get this new probability of wins. And you see they're going to be slightly different, moves things around, but it's all centered and it's fair. And then I can, just so you see how it's translated into decimals. And then you can translate it back to decimal odds. And this is the odds in the system. And then this is with the 5% of the payoff going to the oracle. And so the number here, 27.9, which is half of this difference in probability, that's the number that goes in. But because Solidity can't handle floating points, you got to turn it into an integer, give it enough significant digits. So I multiply that by 1,000, and you can see how you get from this number back to the odds payout. You can obviously go from the probabilities to the odds, and then the odds to the probabilities. So I want to put in a number like that for every contest, and that's what I have. So back to this. So now this is all here, and all I have to do is, this is in, it has this is just linked to this current data sheet, but it's got it in a nice format that my Python program expects. So I go here and I do create this JSON, and this will throw it in the Python folder for me. And a way to check that is, well, let me just do this on the fly. I'll just make this 88, and I go click, boom, create odds. And so then I can go here and say, okay, what does the odds JSON look like? And we see, oh, okay, this is 88. So it made it in. So this is going to get sent. So I want to update it. Now, the first thing I have to figure out is, oh yeah, who sent the last one? It was the 257 guy. This is, so I'm going to go pretend I'm the other guy, which is, I call it Fuji Xerox A72. And I have this. And now I just want to do Python odds post. And it'll send the odds from this guy. Oh, But before I do that, let me show you what it looks like in the, if I do, by the way, this Fuji is basically done from the DAP directory that's in the ASB repo. But if I just go to yarn dev, then I can run the what would be the front end, and it's exactly the same thing you see at avexsportsbook.io or the Vercel that links to the repo on the mainnet. But this is all the Fuji. But I just want to show you. So if I go here to the LP page and then I go to the Oracle page, you can say, oh, it's waiting for odds. Where are the odds? Oh, it has these matches in there. But you can't bet on them because there's no odds. It just has favorite underdog. So I need to send that. So we can see it go in real time. So to send this out, I just type in, let's see, I'm in the Python directory here. And you'd have this, and I just want to send this odds post data. And it just sends the odds and takes it from this. It's up a directory, so it takes this JSON file. So let me just type that in. Python odds post py. Okay, let's see what it looks like. It should hit the, yeah, gets sent very quickly. So now if I go back to this is Oracle page, yeah. So it shows you the odds, but if you just want to eyeball them. But as an Oracle, you shouldn't eyeball them. You should have a systematic approach. But anyway, A72, I have 130,000. Now the other guy got a vote, so he gets paid. So let me just switch over to who that other guy is. He's my this account here. Now this guy only has 110,000 votes. So if he votes against it, he's still going to lose because these are the only two guys voting in my little Fuji test here. But if he votes yes, well, it doesn't matter what he votes. But if he votes, he gets paid. If he doesn't, he won't. So let me go to there and vote for this guy. What I want to do, Camtasia. If I do this, so now, A72 cents. So I want to switch over to the other guy. And this is just, I would do this. This is the other guy, and he's going to vote. And let's just say he's going to vote no. Vote no. I wanted to Python vote no. Python vote no. Make sure it's Python. Yeah, it says here last guy who sent was this A72 guy. So I know this is going to go through. So go back. And so if I go here, I go send. Yep, went through. And I can see, oh, I voted against it. But it did no good because this guy has more votes. And then, you can process it manually. Anyone can hit that, actually. This has to take place 15 hours from the time the first submission is potentially set, 12 hours after the end of the Oracle's time to submit. So I can just process it, and anybody can do that. So I'll just do Python, process, vote, py, and now boom, it'll send, and if I go back here, it'll just say probably done. It'll process, oh, there it goes. So then I can show up and, oh, see, now all the odds are in there and people can start voting. Betting is active, and you can see, okay, you can bet on any of these things. So that's how you get it. It's an Oracle, get it into the data. That's what it looks like.